everybody. I wanted to come to you guys live today because I had a really great question from one of the chiropractors that I am mentoring and helping open a practice. So as you guys already know, Thrive is a boutique coaching company, or I don't even like to call it a coaching company. It's really not coaching. It's more of mentoring and helping new chiropractors open their practice, right? So right now we have a chiropractor. She's just about to open her practice. And she's like, Nicole, I don't know if this is the right time to open. And I'm like, what? We've been working so, diligent toward this. What do you mean? And she's like, it's the holidays. Isn't this the worst time to open? And I was like, absolutely not. In fact, this is the best time of year to open. So for those of you who are opening a practice right now, just opened a practice in the last year or two, or even those of you who may have been in practice 5, 10, 15, or even 20 years, because we all need to be reminded, I'm going to go through 3 tips on how to allow your practice to continue to flourish even through the holidays. So here's the first thing. We're always going to start with what's between our ears, right? Because this controls everything. La cabeza, your brain, it's what controls everything. It controls how you perceive the world. It controls what you think, right? So who has control over what you think, right? You do. Point to yourself, say, I have control over what I think, right? So what does that mean? Well, first of all, the holidays can be really busy. Yes, it's busy for everybody. Wouldn't you guys agree? Comment yes if you guys agree that the holidays could be busy. The holidays are fun, but they could also be stressful. You have all kinds of things. You have all kinds of commitments. You have family coming in, family going out, right? There's a lot going on. I get it. But you have to understand that energy flows where attention goes. Energy flows where your attention goes, and I'll take it one step further. Energy flows where your team's attention goes. What does that mean? Well, what is going on in the minds of you and your team is going to be the expression of what you see in your practice. So if your minds are chaotic, if your minds are somewhere else, your practice will be chaotic and patients will be somewhere else, right? So what does that mean? If you guys were running a race, right? Think about that. How many of you guys out there have ever ran a marathon? I have not run a marathon. I'm probably never going to run a marathon, you guys, by the way. But for those of you, I know there's a lot of people that are going to be watching this that are athletes. You're fit, you're into fitness. I love fitness too. And I know many of you are triathletes and you run marathons. If you were running a marathon, would you stop or even slow down? Would you take your foot off the gas pedal like right before the finish line? Of course not. That's where your adrenaline, you're gonna call on all of your resources and get your adrenaline going, pedal to the metal, right? Pedal to the metal to make it through that finish line to win your race. That's your practice. Just because we're coming close to the end of the year, don't take your foot off the pedal. Don't take your foot off the gas, right? You shoot for beyond December 31st, right? Your vision goes beyond, so you push through with momentum through the months of November and December. Does that make sense, you guys? Say yes if it does. Leave me some comments so that I know you guys are getting something out of this, right? All right, so when everybody else, this is a reminder this is only step number 1, by the way. This is just mindset. We could spend hours on just mindset. All right, so when everybody else is slowing down, right, you're gonna keep your gas on. You're gonna push. You're gonna drill. You're gonna send your energy right through the months, and the momentum of your practice is gonna come with it. Okay. Number two. The end of the year is a really great time for cleansing. And I don't mean like cleansing your body. I mean cleansing your practice. And a really great thing to do is kind of go through, if you have a practice that you have other revenues of income like supplementation, this is a really great time to kind of go through your inventory and do some sales, right? Everybody is having sales, right? You can have sales in your practice too. So one year, it was just last year, I was so dang frustrated because we had so many supplements that went unused and it was wasteful. Like we ended up having to send the supplements back to the company. It was total waste. This is a great time to take a little bit of inventory, set some sales, get rid of, sell the supplements, not when they're bad, by the way, not if they're expired. I'm not telling you to do that if they're expired, all right? But this is a great time to set some sales, set some supplements, and you can draw on additional revenue that comes from your practice. Also, another thing that I love is gifting. Everybody loves to gift. There are 6 human needs. The 6th human need is contribution. What does that mean? People love to give to other people. So create that opportunity for the folks that are already in your practice to give to other people. We do it with gift cards. So we do it with gift certificates and gift cards that people can start buying for their loved ones right around the holidays for their loved ones, their friends, their families, their mothers, their fathers, anybody that they've been wanting to have checked for chiropractic, and they buy gift certificates for their initial exam or for their initial exam in their first week of care or something like that. That's a really great way to not only attract patients into your practice, but it's a great way to help your community to contribute to the lives of others. A patient just said it to me yesterday. She had just come in for her initial evaluation, and we were chit-chatting, and she had said, my husband had asked me, what do I want for Christmas? And she goes, I'll let you know after Monday. What she meant was, I'm going to let you know after I have my chiropractic exam, and if I need chiropractic care, if the doctor can help me, that's what I want as my Christmas gift. So she's going to ask for her care from her husband to be her Christmas gift. How cool is that? Like, what better gift is the gift of health, vibrancy, youth, energy, and healing? Like, there's no other better gift on the planet, right? And so here's my step number 3. Now, my step number 3, I want you to sit down for this. All right, you all sitting down, say I'm sitting down. Leave me some comments, I'm sitting down, okay? Here's step number 3. All the things so far that I gave you are some really great ideas. Would you not agree? Even for those of you who may have been in practice for 5, 10, 15, or even 20 years, it was probably like a little refresher to you, like, oh yeah, you know what, I used to do that. Totally forgot to do that. Haven't done that in years. I'm going to do that this year, right? So all of those are great things. But all of those are chasing the symptom. What does that mean as chiropractors? Well, as chiropractors, we don't chase symptoms, do we? No, we align the spine so that the body can heal itself, so the body can have a true healing, so that the person doesn't have symptoms, right? Would you not agree? Right? So in our practice, then, why do we chase symptoms? Now you say, Doc, what do you mean chasing symptoms? What I mean by chasing symptoms is that if you have to do these things, if you feel like you have to do these steps or implement these systems to keep your volume up and to continue to bring in new patients, what you're missing is a strong culture in your practice. What does that mean? Well, what that means is that if your practice population was already living the chiropractic lifestyle, meaning like chiropractic is part of who they are and is part of a ritualistic habitual behavior that they and their family do, it wouldn't even be in your consciousness that they would miss appointments or your volume would go down or new patients people wouldn't be referring because the holiday season is busy and people have other things going. That wouldn't even be in your consciousness, right? So if you knew how to communicate in a way where you weren't just educating, it's not working for us, guys. We've been educating the world for 126 years, and people still walk into our office because they think we treat neck and back pain. Wouldn't you guys agree? If you guys agree, comment down below, I agree. Okay, so what do we have to do? Well, obviously we have to do something different to get a different result, right? So what's different? Well, different is learning how to communicate in a way that you create an experience, an emotional, physiological, psychological experience that takes a patient from I'm here for pain relief and transitions them, it transitions their perception, transitions their mindset to I'm here because chiropractic care is part of how I live my life. And when somebody lives their life like that, they don't miss visits. And when somebody lives their life like, think about yourself. When the holidays come around and stress goes up and things get busy, do you get adjusted less or do you get adjusted more? You get adjusted more. Why? Because you live the chiropractic lifestyle. They have to live the chiropractic lifestyle. And once they start to live the lifestyle, they're not going to miss visits because they're busy. They're not going to miss visits because they have to cook for Thanksgiving. They're going to make sure they get their power on, and get their nervous system tuned up before they cook. They're not going to miss visits because they were too tired, right? They're not going to stop referring their friends and their family because it's the holiday season and everybody is busy, right? It's just not going to happen. Why? Because people make decisions. Are you ready for this? Sit down, write this down. People don't make decisions. Most of the decisions that they make are not conscious decisions. It's driven by the subconscious mind, right? So if you know that, if you knew how to communicate with a person's subconscious, then you would be able to lead your practice members to a lifestyle that does not slow down during the holidays. In fact, you would lead them to a lifestyle that is so healthy, they just go right through the holidays with less stress, with more freedom, with more energy, with less colds, less flus, right? We all know that when people are under regular chiropractic care, they don't get sick as often, all right? So if you guys want to know how to communicate in a way that's totally different than you guys have been taught before, that helps your patients go from pain to lifestyle, reach out to me. DM me, we'll hop on the phone, we'll chat for a few minutes. It only takes like 10 or 15 minutes for me to get an idea of where you're at and where you want to be at. And let's see if I can help you. I don't know if I can help you, but what I do know is that I'm a master in communication and I'm a master in communicating chiropractic. So if you want to become a master in communicating chiropractic and not have to worry about your patients dropping out or missing their visits every holiday or every pandemic for that matter, come see me. Let's get on the phone. All right, guys, many blessings. Have a phenomenal Thanksgiving.